good night. Tonight we're doing the barber tutorial. It's basically where I'm going to show you how we do a brush cut, bring out the waves, you know what I mean? I want to give a special shout out to Xtremecutz for making this all possible. So here we go. First thing we want to do, you want to comb the hair out, get it as straight as possible. You realize there are a lot of waves in Damien's hair. Meaning, what we're going to do is not cut it against the grain, but cut it with the grain. Okay? Right. What I'm going to be doing is following the way the hair grows. Keeping the clipper as level as possible. What's very important is this part right here, where the hair grows from. You have to realize, if you look carefully, you see it grows in different directions. It's like actually like a spiral. So cutting it here, you have to follow the spiral. This part goes down, you go down with it. Goes across, you go across with it. This part goes up, you go up with it. Reason being, it's very important. If you go against it, it's going to be lowered and you're going to end up with a patch. So, what we do, make long stress, get it all even. And as I said before, and I'll repeat, you have to make sure you go with the direction the hair grows. It's not necessarily going all the way forward. You don't just go all the way forward. You go with the direction that the hair grows in. And if you look at it, you can see it. Follow the growth. All the waves will naturally fall in place. Step 2, we've already finished doing, getting everything all even with a 1.5. See, it's all level all over, 1.5. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the same 1.5 and go against it, like just to the edges, with the baseline being right here. Because we don't want the fade to be too distinct. You want to keep it still looking solid. Alright? You go against the way it grows, comb it down, go up. Looking at it, you see the difference. Here and here. Go to the other side. So we have finished with a 1.5. Now we're using the standard number 2. Same procedure. It's number 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the number 2 to blend the 1.5 right here. Already made a baseline, so I'm going between right there.
And we check 1, 2, and we check. And we check 1, 2, and we check.
Careful not to go too much up. You want to stay on the sides. There we go. You have a perfect blend. Also, a strategy that I use is when I have thicker areas, being like right here, what I would do is use a finer comb, lift it up a little bit, put the number 2 right there, blend it in. And you're looking, we're seeing the blend. It's perfect. Go ahead, do the same thing on the other side. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna change my number 2 for a standard 3-0. I'm using the wall number 1 attachment. Fits right there on the 3-0. Pretty firm and solid. Make sure it's flushed. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the number 1 lightly over the 1.5, just to get it a bit sharper. So we do the same thing that we did with the 1.5. Follow the direction it grows. And it's very important that at this point, I'm using the clipper very lightly. There is no pressure being applied. I'm letting it run free, getting whatever's sticking out. This would be more of a finesse touch to the 1.5. Because right there we're just getting whatever is sticking out. Follow the hair growth. Look at it. Follow the hair growth. Come back to this tricky area where the hair grows in a spiral. Follow the spiral. Just the way it grows. Still using the clipper lightly. No pressure applied. You may ask why we didn't just do number 1 first. And I could tell you, you want to get the waves up, that's the best way to do it. So this way, you see the areas that are darker, some are lighter. Because bear in mind, hair doesn't actually grow evenly all over. We have darker spots and lighter spots. With this method, you could always even the darker and lighter spots to have it finished. That's even all over. So, here we go. What I'm going to do now, we have already used the number 1 with a 3-0. You have everything even all over. I'm going to use the same number 1 right at the edges. This will be my baseline below the 1.5. Another technique that I use, if you look carefully, instead of keeping the clipper flat, I will use the edges. At this point, I would use just the point. So blend it, while I go. Keep the ears down, up against it. Here again, we use the point. It's very important to keep combing it down. Make sure you catch all you need to. What we did with 1.5, we're blending it with the 1. This is what's very important. The clipper, a lot of barbers use the clipper flat. Clipper is a tool. It's like a pencil. You use it this way, use it that way, use it at 45 degrees, use it flat. Right there, the edges. Then you do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now we go to the other step. What I'm going to do, I'm going to brush the hair all the way around, still in the direction that it grows. Make sure it's all even all over. Go. I'm going to use my anise clipper, the master. What I do, pull it all the way back. There you go. What I'm going to do is use it below the line that we did with the number 1. Which this will be my new base. Just at the edges. Again, you're using it at angles instead of using it like flat. We're using angles. Take it out, give it a blend. Be careful not to go too far with it. You want to stay right at the edges and not destroy the first blend that we had already made. Okay. Use the same technique right here. Get the darker spots. Lift the hair. Lift the hair. Run the clipper. Lift the hair. Run the clipper. Just for the darker spots. Lift the hair. Same number 1. Turn it over. down. Okay, now we have done that. We have done the 1.5 down, 1.5 up. Use the number 2, blended it in. Use the number 1 wall guide underneath it. And use the master underneath it. So it's where we want it to be. We have the waves. We have the blend. What I normally do, use a standard scissors. Go very close, go over it, clip very lightly, What I'm basically doing is trying to get whatever is sticking up. It's time and patience. However, you want to end up with a superb cut. This is what we do. We go close, we look for everything that's sticking up, and you clip lightly. Do this all over. So now we have the haircut real smooth, we have the blend real nice. This is the final stages. What we're going to do now is the taper. First thing I do is comb all the hair on the edges all the way down. It's very important not to push back the hairline of a client. My strategy that I use, I look for the furthest point, which would be right here, where it would be solid, but it's not back too much. So, here we go. Going forward again. Very slowly. Back and forth. Go to the top. Furthest point that you can follow it all the way around. And it's important that you're going down. Make your mark, go down. Make your mark, go down. Mark, down. Hairline begins to come and play. Doing this while you're holding the clipper straight. It's very important. Straight clipper, straight hairline. Down the corners. Straight clippers, straight corners. Straight clippers, straight hairline. Touch, out. Touch, out. Go right here. What we want to do, I want to make it pointed. So, start right here first. using this point all the way up. You're coming up and down in a semi-circular motion. It's a very gentle process. These clippers are very sharp. You do not want to use them with any pressure. You have to use them very lightly. You notice the way I do it? Here's this finger under the clipper, between the clipper and the client. Balances the clipper. So, very, very lightly. Go to the ears. Now, I'm going to be using this edge. Ears down. Again, finger is a guide. Now we're using the other edge. Reverse the clipper. Finger still as a guide. One combing the ear down. Ears down, finger as a guide. And the clipper over it, using it this way. There we go. I want to go over this point again and get a bit sharper. Certain areas that would need a little extra attention. All clients are individuals. They're all different. Hair grows different. We have thicker spots, darker spots. There we go. We do the same thing on the next side. Your clipper as straight and level as possible. Still using your finger as a guide. You do not want to put pressure on the slipper. Combing down. Look at the length on each side. Make sure they're even. Right there. Combing down. Make your adjustments. Again, somewhere in a circle. Back and forth, lightly, and sharp. So we're gonna use a standard razor to finish it up. Gives you a real sharp line. Alright. I've already put moisture on the edges of the client's hair. So here we go. Using the same line, use the razor, use your finger as a guide to keep the skin tight above where you're gonna be making a mark. Skin tight, down. Skin tight, down. 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 Same thing. Right here, skin tight, away. Doing the same thing right here. Comb it down. Skin tight. Down. Repeat on the other side. On this side, since I'm right-handed, I'm going to be going towards and not away. So I'm doing the reverse of what I did on the other side. Be careful not to destroy your first lines. There we go. Here we have the finished product, Damien's brush cut.